Yujiro was casually sipping coffee with Baki when, out of nowhere, he suddenly ripped the table to shreds. Baki was taken aback, as he had only intended to ask Yujiro to make him a cup of coffee. Moments later, Yujiro had torn the dining table into 4 pieces. Not long ago, Baki had invited his father over for a casual chat at home. While Baki was focused on brewing coffee, he suddenly sensed a dangerous aura. Realizing Yujiro had arrived, he quickly grabbed a cup and poured the coffee. As Baki turned around with the coffee in hand, he was stunned to see Yujiro already seated in the living room. Without skipping a beat, Baki handed him the coffee and mentioned that he had a feeling his father would come over, so he prepared it in advance. Yujiro took a sip of the coffee, and as he set the cup down, Baki felt a surge of anxiety, thinking his father might flip the table. To Baki's shock, however, Yujiro asked, "Is this the father-son relationship you wanted?" Taken aback by the question, Baki spoke from his heart. He admitted he deeply admired his father but also harbored a lot of resentment over the issues with his mother. Yujiro, hearing this, responded, "Then why don't you just kill me?" Baki was completely stunned and retorted that they shouldn't resort to violence over trivial matters. Before he could finish, Yujiro interrupted him, angrily demanding to know why he had to drink such terrible coffee. An impending duel was on the horizon, but to everyone's surprise, Baki immediately knelt down and apologized to Yujiro. Yujiro was momentarily stunned, and then he grew quiet. Unexpectedly, Baki asked him to make a cup of coffee. Yujiro instantly stood up, stating that Baki wasn't worthy of him making coffee for him. Then, in a show of raw power, he lifted the table and, with a swift motion, ripped it in half. Baki watched in shock, but Yujiro wasn't done yet. He stacked the pieces of the torn table together and with a forceful motion, he tore it into 4 parts. Baki was utterly astonished. Before he could react, Yujiro walked toward the door and said, "If you can defeat me, maybe I'll even cook for you," before shutting the door behind him, leaving Baki alone in the room.